4 high schools, 7 middle schools, 1 college, and a university, and much more. Now introducing your most comprehensive weekly local sports show in Madison County, the Richmond Register Sports Show. The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by Metronet, superfast internet, simply a better connection. Central Kentucky Pressure Washing, Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. And by kymedia.net, digital media solutions on your terms. Here's your host for all things local sports, the Richmond Register Sports Editor, Nathan Hutchison.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Richmond Register Sports Show. My name is Nathan Hutchinson. I'm the sports editor of the Richmond Register, and we very much appreciate you tuning us in this week. Coming up in just a few minutes, we will have an encore presentation of the exclusive video reveal of the first ever class of the Madison County Sports Hall of Fame. Carl Park came by on Monday afternoon and sat down with us and talked about all 10 inductees, 10 individual inductees, and 4 teams that also are going to be honored at a banquet in April. And so we appreciate him coming by and doing that. And we did put that out on social media on Monday, so it has been out there for a while, but we did want to, once again, make it a part of the show. So if anybody missed it, they got a chance to see who all is on the list. It's a great list. Obviously, a lot of names that aren't big surprises. Roy Kidd, Don Richardson, a lot of people like that. But everybody very worthy of being inducted into this really great organization, which we're very happy to be part of as well. But before we get to that, as always, we like to start off the show with a recap of the week that was in Madison County sports, and we're going to start off with high school girls basketball action. It was a week of ups and downs for the Berea Community Lady Pirates. On Wednesday, they were back in the All-A Classic State Tournament for the 4th consecutive year, but they got a very tough first-round draw. Owensboro Catholic, a team that went on to go all the way to the final, and Berea ran out to an early lead but could not come up with a win. 39-33 loss to Owensboro Catholic over at McBrayer Arena. Unfortunately, that group of seniors had one last chance to make a deep run into this tournament and couldn't do that. They got to the semifinals last year, but out early this year, shot just 34% from the field, had 23 turnovers, and just really a tough draw for the Lady Pirates. And it was Madison Howell with 12 points and Chesney Levens with 8 points in that loss. And remarkably, they got back on the court just about 48 hours later after that loss to take on one of their arch rivals, Madison Southern, and came up with a 44-28 win over at Madison Southern. Get this, first time the Lady Pirates had beaten the Lady Eagles in 9 years. They snapped an 11-game losing streak to their cross-county rivals. They jumped out to an 11-0 lead. They were up 14-1 and rolled to the big victory. There was some scary moments there. Madison Howell, the big senior center for Berea, did go down in the first half with what appeared to be a knee injury at first. It looks like she's going to be okay. But very historic victory for the Lady Pirates. And after the game, we got a chance to talk to Isis Rogers, Chesney Levens, and Abby Beard.
All right, we're here at Madison Southern High School where the Lady Pirates of Berea have picked up a 44-28 win over Madison Southern. Isis Rogers, Chesney Levens, Abigail Beard. Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you.
You guys realize it's been 9 years since you guys beat them?
It doesn't seem that long, but you know.
Yeah. He didn't know till after the game, and he told us. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, coming off that tough loss just really 48 hours ago, how did you guys regroup and kind of get back on track and prepare for this one?
We kind of just took all that sadness and hurt over that game, and we kind of just put it in this one, make sure it doesn't happen again. We kind of just wanted to play hard so we can get that ready for districts.
And I know you guys had big, obviously big plans to go deep in that tournament, but you're a really tough team in the first round of the All-A, and just to come back out here is pretty, it's got to be a gut check. Chili?
Yes. I feel like, going on EKU, the first round, playing on EKU, drawing the hardest team, I feel like that's already nerve-wracking, but I feel like this year we weren't as nervous. But we had a good lead at the first quarter, and I guess lost that, through the game. But I think we did all right, but we could have played better. But I think effort was really good in that game.
I mean, Abby, coming off a tough loss like that, does it help to play an old-time rival like this?
Yes. And somebody had to lose after that tough loss, so it just happened to be Southern. Unfortunately, it was.
Yeah.
But we're not apologetic about it. So.
And obviously, it didn't come without some dramatics. It was a hard-fought game, and then Madison went down, and it looks like she's going to be okay. But ISIS, you guys saw Maddie go down a couple of years ago with a knee. Kind of what were you guys thinking when that happened?
We freaked out. Our team gets injured pretty easy and often, so anytime something like that happens, especially after Maddie's ACL, we kind of just think the worst. But we have those people there that are calming us down and stuff. So especially Alexis. Yes.
Hitting those threes up there. All right, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, in that win over Madison Southern, it was Alexis Newman with 13 points, 4 blocks, 3 rebounds. Chesney Levens, 8 points and 4 rebounds. And like we said, Madison Howell did go down in the first half with an injury, but hopefully it looks like she is going to be okay. For Madison Southern, they did not have a starting point guard, Morgan Flannery. She was out due to health and safety protocol issues, but Macy Daniels did have 12 points and 4 rebounds, and Hadley French had 8 points as well. Berea Lady Pirates go to 17-3 on the season, and they'll be back in action Tuesday at home against Woodford County. Madison Southern Lady Eagles had 2 other games this week as well, in addition to the game against Berea. They beat Casey County 52-45 on the road Monday, and then suffered a 44-28 loss at home on Tuesday to Tates Creek. In the win over Clay County, it was Macy Daniels with 14 points and Hadley French with 13 points, and in the loss to Tates Creek, it was Daniels and French with 8 points each. Lady Eagles are 13-9 on the season, and they'll be back in action Wednesday at Powell County. The Model Lady Patriots were finally back on the court this week, 12 days off because of lots of COVID issues, mostly with other teams. They really didn't have any issues themselves, but just some bad scheduling. But they did have 3 games this week, and they picked up 3 wins. On Monday, 48-46 on the road over Fern Creek. Friday, 43-40 over Barberville on the road. And then Saturday, on homecoming at EKU's McBrayer Arena, they picked up a 49-27 win over Wells Springs Guardians. Keaton Hall, in 3 games this week, 73 points. Great performances from her. She had 33 in the win over Fern Creek. And then she had 16 against Barberville and 24 against Wells Springs Guardians. So after the win over Wells Springs Guardians on Saturday at McBrayer Arena, our buddy Ricky Elkins got a chance to talk to model coach Lee Cummins.
Coach Lee Cummins, the Lady Patriots head coach, big win tonight. Basically lit up on the throttle in the second half, but your thoughts on the game?
I was really pleased with varsity's performance in the first half of that game. Keaton Hall just really played her heart out. Excellent hustle. Keaton's always going to give 110% on both ends. And I was really pleased with senior leadership today. We got a lead, and then we decided this is an opportunity to get experience for the junior varsity players. So we mostly played junior varsity the second half, and I was also pleased with their progress. Okay, so this is 12 days off, and then you've had 3 straight wins. That's pretty impressive. Yeah, we're trying to get into our rhythm. You know, we haven't played our best basketball yet, and every game I see improvement. I see improvement with things we're doing on the defensive end, things we're doing offensively, the way we're running in transition. So I'm really pleased with the progress and the improvement. And every win, I remind the girls, is 1 win closer to the goal of 20. So we've been chasing 20 wins this season, and we're going to keep fighting and hopefully get there at the end. Okay, next week, who's on the schedule? We're playing at Louisville Collegiate on Wednesday, and then we're also on the road at Bergen on Thursday, so we'll have 2 games next week. Good luck, Coach. Thank you.
All right, and E.K. Lawson also had a couple of big games this week for the Model Lady Patriots. She had 13 against Fern Creek and 12 points against Barberville. Model Lady Patriots 15-6 on the season, back in action Wednesday at Louisville Collegiate. Madison Central Lady Indians had a couple of games this week. 2 home games, 2 victories. On Tuesday, 71-63 over West Jessamine, and Friday, 49-27 over the defending 11th region champions Lafayette. A really, really impressive victory there. In the win over West Jessamine, it was Bailey Hensley, 21 points, 8 rebounds. Eden Carter with 17 points, and Brittany Campbell with 16 points. Against Lafayette, it was Bailey Hensley with 13 points and 7 rebounds, and Brittany Campbell almost with a triple-double, 9 points, 8 rebounds, 10 assists, and what a great defensive effort against Lafayette. They held the Lady Generals to just 20.9% shooting and forced 19 turnovers. And since Robbie Cooksey has come back over and taken over the program, the Lady Indians are 3-3 on the season. And on Saturday night when I was over at Central, we had a chance to sit down and talk to Coach Cooksey about what the last couple of weeks have been like.
We're here at Madison Central High School with Lady Indians coach Robbie Cooksey. Thanks for taking some time to talk to us, Coach.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Well, since you took back over as the interim head coach back in January, you guys are 3-3. You guys picked up 2 good wins this week, beat West Jessamine and Lafayette. So tell us how things have been going the past couple of weeks.
Well, I'm getting to know the kids. I think they're getting to know me. There's been a little bit of a transition period, but they're playing really, really hard. We've got a really, really young team. I think we're starting typically 3 freshmen, a sophomore, and a senior. But they've adapted pretty well. They're pretty resilient, and I've been really, really pleased with how they're doing.
Yeah, especially the win over Lafayette on Friday night. I mean, 49-27 to hold an 11th region team like that. The defending 11th region champs to 27 points is pretty impressive.
Yeah, they're a really, they've got a really good team. I was really, really happy with our half-court defense. We didn't play any zone. We didn't press. We didn't do anything like that. We just some good man-to-man defense. Our kids were really physical. And, kind of what's bothered us is rebounding. We actually rebounded the ball fairly well last night. So, it was just a really, really good win against a really good 11th region opponent.
Yeah, you're talking about this team being young. Do a lot of them realize that you used to be the coach here and you won 2 11th region titles?
I don't know. I've not. I think they know that I coached. I don't know. We've never really. I've told them that I was here before. We've not. All they're worried about is basically, how I'm going to treat them, and it's basically if we treat them well and try and teach them the game, what you've done in the past really. It doesn't really matter. I don't think these kids were really, really young when all that took place, and we're just we're working as a staff and as a team to try and get some victories and kind of build the kids up and teach them the game of basketball.
All right, well, the Lady Indians are now 7-11 on the season. They'll be back in action Tuesday at Tate's Creek. Moving on to the boys' side of high school basketball, Madison Central, 3 games this past week and 3 exciting wins. On Monday, 68-53 at home over Lincoln County. Friday, 59-52 win at Trinity, and then Saturday, 56-48 at home over Boyle County. We'll start off with the Lincoln County game. Robbie Todd, 24 points. Will Harden, 17 points and 11 rebounds. Jalen Davis, 15 points. And 52% shooting powered the Indians to a big win on the road. The game at Trinity on Friday night, the Indians were down by 8 at the half. They shot just 21% from the field in the first half. But they stormed back in the second half and hit 9 3-pointers, shot 56% from the field. And it was Will Harden with 25 points. He had 7 3-pointers, and Jalen Davis with 23 points as well, as the Indians stormed back to pick up a win over a perennial powerhouse team up there in Louisville. And then on Saturday, we had an impromptu matchup between the Indians and the Boyle County Rebels, a game that was supposed to be played down at Rockcastle County as part of an event there, but with the weather and everything, it ended up being played up at Madison Central. And the Indians were down 7 in the fourth quarter against a really good Boyle County team. Coach Alan Feldhouse called a timeout, and his team responded with a 17-2 run to take control and went on to pick up the victory. Jalen Davis, 32 points, 5 rebounds. Will Harden, 10 points, 11 rebounds. And Eli Steele with 6 points, including a really big 3-pointer there in that late surge that got him over the hump. So after the win over Boyle County, we got a chance to talk to Coach Alan Feldhouse.
We're here at Madison Central High School, where the Indians have picked up a 56-48 win over Boyle County. Coach Alan Feldhouse, congratulations, Coach.
Thanks. That was a good one. We looked like we were kind of dead in the water. I think it was 42-35, kind of showing some effects of playing last night. And they're very physical. They're 15-3. They're a good basketball team. Very physical basketball team. I was really proud of the way we answered the call. And that's what I say, we're just going to let them hit us in the mouth, or you're going to hit back. And I thought Trey really, once they got us down, he really went to work as far as finding the open people. Like he had like 4 assists in that last quarter. Found Will, found Jalen, found Robbie for a dunk. And, probably the most pleasing when Eli steps up there and hits that shot. That's what I told Parker. Everyone's playing that spot. You got to shoot it. I mean, they're not guarding you. You can't be afraid to jump up there. And I want them to take that shot. And I think that kind of loosened everybody up when Eli knocked it down.
Yeah, it's 42-35, like you said. You called a timeout. You didn't really rip into them. I mean, you did make your point.
This bunch, I don't really have to. The ones I got right now, I don't have have to do that. I mean, they're smart enough to understand that the team's being physical with us. We got to be physical right back. So,
I think it was a 17-2 run after that, so they got the message.
Yeah, and our defense, really, even in the Cubcats game, the last 5 or 6 games, our defense has been pretty good because they're at one point, our opponents were shooting 47% on the year. That has never happened. So now we've already got it down to where they're only like 43%. I think they shot 29%. And that's our bread and butter. We've got to go. And I'll tell you, Jalen Davis, he is becoming an elite defender. I mean, infield, the kid he was guarding was averaging 23 tonight, and he went 5 out of 16. I told Jalen, I remember telling him as an 8th grader, you could be one of the best defenders we've ever had here with your length and quickness. I said, it's taken me 4 years to figure out that you could do that. He's doing it right now.
And scored 32 points on top.
Yeah, that's not bad. Not bad.
And also after the game, our new correspondent, Madison Central student Paige Mahundro, had a chance to talk to Jalen Davis.
I'm Paige Mahundro here with Jalen Davis. You played Boyle tonight and dropped 32 points. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I feel like I shot the ball pretty good, and we have a good team chemistry.
Yeah, you were up by 2 in the beginning. How does that feel compared to where you ended and during the middle? How did it feel to start good?
That's really the key to winning. Honestly, winning the long run. We have to have a good first half and second half. But I feel like second half we kind of let it go. I feel like we should, next game we should keep it up. First half and second half.
You did kind of let it go, but there again at the fourth quarter you were on fire. There were 4 threes and you were 2 of them, and the crowd was going crazy. How did that feel?
I feel like the crowd is really my big motivation, and my teammates they help give me the ball early. I feel like Trey's a big part of giving me my shots. He's a good point guard. He lets it pass for I wish he'd shoot more, but it is what it is.
I feel like you all work really well together as a team. There's only 5 of you playing usually. How is that? Is that a struggle for you all? How you're playing the whole game, every single one of you?
Yeah. Having 5 to 6 players is hard on stamina and stuff. We really need a lot more people. With Hagan and Kenyatta and them out, it hurts us a lot.
Yeah. Coach Feldhouse turned it around the fourth quarter during the timeout. What did he tell you all to keep it going?
Really to just toughen it out and just keep fighting. Don't let them come back from a lead. We was down 7, so we just should keep fighting stuff.
Yeah, well, you got the win. Good job tonight.
Thank you.
Well, the Madison Southern Eagles had 3 games last week. On Tuesday, suffered a 94-64 loss down at North Laurel. Came back on Wednesday to pick up a 76-45 win over Somerset at home. And then on Saturday, at a game that was played at Madison Central, they suffered a 60-54 loss to Garrett County. Start off with the North Laurel game. Jay Rose, 25 points. Braden Hudson with 23 points as the Eagles came up short against one of the better teams in the state there in North Laurel. Then on the big win on Wednesday over Somerset, it was Braden Hudson with 24 points, Brett Ursuline with 17 points, and Jay Rose with 13 points as well. The Garrett County game on Saturday night up at Central, Southern was really in control for most of the game, and that just some reason could not ever seem to get a big enough lead on Garrett County and kind of let up in the fourth quarter, and the Golden Lions outscored the Eagles 25-15 in the final quarter to come back and pick up that victory. Jay Rose, another monster night, 33 points for him, but nobody else had more than 4 points, so didn't really get enough offensive production from anyone else. But Eagles go to 13-8 on the season. They'll be back in action Tuesday at home against Tate's Creek. The Berea Community Boys only had 1 game last week. They suffered an 86-54 loss at Rockcastle County. They fall to 4-15 on the season. They'll be back in action Monday at home against Bluegrass United. Model boys basketball team had 3 games last week. Could not come up with a win in any of those 3, unfortunately. On Monday, they suffered a 79-50 loss at Danville Christian. Friday, it was a 59-47 loss at home to Williamsburg. And then on Saturday, at homecoming at EKU's McBrayer Arena, it was West Jessamine 91, Model 43. 9 straight losses for the Patriots. They're now 3-17 on the season. Some highlights from those games. In the loss to Danville Christian, it was Keshav Bondari with 12 points, Cale Vickers and Thomas Luxon with 10 points each. In the loss to Williamsburg, it was Keshav Bondari with 19 points and Cale Vickers with 10 points. And in the homecoming loss to West Jessamine, it was Cale Vickers with 15 points. Patriots will be back in action Tuesday at Powell County. Moving on to USA South basketball action. The Berea College Lady Mountaineers, the train just keeps on rolling. 11 straight wins, 2 home games last week, 2 wins. On Wednesday, it was 64-43 over Maryville. And then on Saturday, it was 67-56 over Brevard College. Lady Mountaineers 17-3 on the season, 11-0 in the USA South. And it's been a very, very impressive run for those young ladies. In the win over Maryville, it was Leah Hampton with 22 points, Bailey Vanover 17 points and 6 rebounds, and Destiny Combs with 8 points and 15 rebounds. The matchup with Brevard College on Saturday was a tough one. They had played them just 2 weeks ago and actually had trailed for most of that game down in North Carolina, but were able to come back and claim a victory. And kind of the same story here. They got behind early, didn't play very well, but did surge to the front late to pick up a victory. It was Bailey Vanover 22 points, Aaliyah Hampton 18 points, Destiny Combs 15 points, and they outscored the Tornado 24-13 in the fourth quarter to pick up that win. And after the game, we had a chance to talk to Bailey Vanover and our new friend, Drea Satori.
We're here at the Seabury Center at Berea College, where the Lady Mountaineers have picked up a 67-56 win over Brevard College. That's our old friend, Bailey Vanover, and that's our new friend, Drea Satori, a freshman here at Berea College. And congratulations, ladies.
Thank you.
11th straight win. You guys are now 17-3 on the season, 11-0 in the USA South. But Bailey, you've played this Brevard team twice. They've battled you both times. You played them 2 weeks ago down there. You guys trailed early, had to come back, and kind of the same story today.
Yeah, we know that usually we can expect a battle from them, so we're just glad that we hung tough. We were hoping to, get an early lead and just build on that, but that's not the way that game went. We went into the fourth quarter tied, and we had to just go from there, and sometimes that's how it works, and you just got to do with what you got and find a way to win, and that's what we did.
Yeah, Dre, I was just talking to Coach Milby out here a minute ago, and he said they create a matchup problem for you, so you guys have to overcome that. So kind of what is the difficulty they provide to you?
Yeah, they did. They're just a real tough team. We just have to learn how to play hard and just fight through the battles when we get tired. Or if we have a mismatch, we just have to play hard through it and make something work.
Yeah, you guys down 8 there. You got back-to-back buckets from you, kind of jump-started things a little bit, and then a big 3 by Aaliyah, and that kind of changed the momentum.
Yeah. It's hard because we've been kind of shorthanded all season, and we just got Daylin back because she got sick, and then Jakari just got hurt the last game. So it's been a numbers game all season, but we're just gonna keep pushing through, and we'll find a way to get through it.
Yeah, you guys are back home Tuesday night. Is it Covenant College? Is the next one up? Another big USA South matchup. So everybody come out and support these ladies. They're having a great season. So congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thanks for being.
All right, well, the Lady Mountaineers will be back in action Tuesday against another USA South rival, Covenant College, down at the Seabury Center. If you get a chance to go down there and check it out, go support those young ladies. They play a really exciting brand of basketball. It's a lot of fun, and we're always happy to see them doing well and report on their success. So the Berea College men, another rough week for them. On Tuesday, a 67-48 loss at home to Covenant College, and then on Saturday, an 85-66 loss at LaGrange College. They fall to 4-12 on the season, 0-5 in the USA South. 7 straight losses for the Mountaineers. Trey Mentor with 22 points against Covenant and also 17 points against LaGrange. And again, in the Covenant College game, Isaac Cottle picked up his 1,000th career point, so congratulations to him. The Mountaineers will be back in action Thursday at home against USA South rival Piedmont. EKU basketball, first ever ASUN trip through Florida. They went to, men and women went to Florida Gulf Coast on Thursday and Stetson on Saturday. And unfortunately, it was not a happy road trip for either team. Both teams were swept, lost both games down in Florida. We'll start off with the men. They had suffered 6 straight road losses heading into this trip, and they were not able to snap that streak. On Thursday, it was 77-73 loss to Florida Gulf Coast, and then on Saturday, it was Stetson 113-95. We'll start off with the game at Florida Gulf Coast. EKU was 5 of 22 from three-point range. They hit only 8 of 16 free throws, and they allowed 16 offensive rebounds, and all those stats added up to a very disappointing performance for the Colonels. Jamaro Brown, 20 points. Michael Marino, 11 points, and Tariq Balligan was 10 points and 7 rebounds. So the Colonels hopped on the bus and traveled 4 hours north from Fort Myers up to DeLand, Florida on Saturday to take on Stetson. And absolutely one of the most incredible things I've ever seen on a basketball court. The Stetson Hatters could not miss. They hit their first 7 shots. They shot 67% from the game, went 16 of 26 from the three-point line, and rolled to a 113-95 win. It was the most points EKU had allowed in a conference game since 1978, and the second most points they'd ever allowed in any conference game in the history of the program. So it was EKU was actually up 37-36 late in the first half, but a 17-0 run to end the half put Stetson in front, and man, they just rolled from there. And it was a difficult week for EKU, not in addition to the 2 losses. But during that road trip, Braxton Beverly, the point guard, did not play. He's dealing with a foot injury. And then in the practice on Friday night, Devontae Blanton injured his foot, and he did not play in the game against Stetson either. So big week coming up for EKU men's basketball. They are now 10-12, 2-6 in the ASUN, and they have two of the better teams in the Eastern Division of the ASUN coming into McBrayer Arena this week. Kennesaw State on Thursday and defending conference champion Liberty on Saturday. So big week coming up for the Colonels. EKU women also went 0-2 down during the Florida trip. 92-70 loss to defending ASUN champ Florida Gulf Coast, and then a 70-52 loss to Stetson. Kind of the same story in both games. Jayla Johnson, EKU's leading scorer, got into foul trouble early in both games. She had to sit out, and while she was on the bench, the opponents went out to big early leads and kind of took over, and Colonels were never able to recuperate. Johnson actually got 3 fouls in the first quarter of the game on Saturday against Stetson, but without her on the court, Colonels just could not battle back to pick up a win. And in the loss to Florida Gulf Coast, it was Aaliyah Green with 16 points and Jayla Johnson with 13 points. And in Stetson, it was 14 points for Emma Hacker, and EKU went 7 of 24 from the three-point range. Same deal for EKU women this week. They'll be back at home Thursday, Kennesaw State, Saturday with Liberty, and they are now 10-11 on the season, 3-5 in the ASUN. They have lost 5 of their last 6 games. Got lots of other little news and notes here at the end of the show for you. Madison Central's Kiara O'Shea on Monday was named the Gatorade Kentucky Cross Country Runner of the Year. Of course, this is no surprise. This is the 3rd straight year she's won that award. She has won 4 straight Class 3A state titles. But this award not only is about cross-country accolades on the actual course, it's about community service and stuff, and Kiara does quite a bit of that through her church and everything. So 3rd straight year for her winning this award, very deserving honor. Madison Central bowling team was in the Region 8 tournament on Saturday at the Bowl-O-Rama in Danville, and it was a team of Morgan Sparks and Tyler Scarberry picking up the region title. They won. They defeated West Jessamine 156-154 in the final. They came into the elimination portion of that tournament as the number 2 seed. West Jessamine was the number 1 seed. They ended up knocking them off, and they will compete in the state tournament on February the 9th. So good luck to Tyler and Morgan. And in wrestling news, it was Madison Central competing in the Kentucky Wrestling Coaches Association Big School State Duels on Saturday at Anderson County. They placed 6th. In pool action, they beat Fairdale, then lost to Oldham County. In the elimination portion of the tournament, they picked up a win over Meade County and then lost to St. X. And swimming on Tuesday over at Eastern Kentucky University, we had a double dual meet between Madison Central, Madison Southern, and Model, and this is the last prep really for the regionals, which are coming up this weekend. But we had 5 Madison County swimmers win 2 individual events each. It was Victoria Taylor, Anthony Nasrallah, and Colin Jackson from Model, and Lena Brown and Marley Cooksey from Madison Central. So we'll see all these teams again in action Friday and Saturday at EKU's McBrayer Arena for the Region 9 competition, weather permitting. I guess there is a threat of a storm moving in later this week, but this was the last big prep before the region swimming meets, and so we'll be there on Friday and Saturday to give you an update on all that stuff as well. So, and once again, I know I say it every week and I repeat myself, but thank you so much to all the coaches, parents, scorekeepers, everybody who gives us this information and helps us out, and I could not give it to you if somebody didn't give it to me, and so I very much appreciate all those people. Too many to mention, but you all know who you are, and I very much appreciate all of you. So, coming up here in just 1 minute, we'll have an encore presentation of the exclusive video reveal of the first ever class of the Madison County Sports Hall of Fame.
Get the Richmond Register directly to your mailbox or get the app online and visit richmondregister.com. The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by Metronet, superfast internet, simply a better connection. Central Kentucky Pressure Washing, Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. And by kymedia.net, digital media solutions on your terms.
Well, welcome to a special edition of the Richmond Register Sports Show. We have a very cool thing to bring to you today, and luckily we're joined by the great Carl Park.
Well, thank you, Nathan, for having me. I'm excited about what we're getting ready to talk about.
Yes, we have the exclusive announcement of the first ever class of the Madison County Sports Hall of Fame. This is something you've been very much involved within probably for, almost 2 years now. You guys have been planning this with COVID kind of set everything back, but this is finally the first class. So tell us kind of how this all evolved, who's behind it. I know Jack Frost and Bart Bellairs and a bunch of people, so tell us about the organization.
Okay. We started gathering folks to be on the committee April of 2020, so you're right, it's almost 2 years. We've had COVID interruptions a little bit here and there, and it's just, it's a daunting task. I mean, Madison County has so many outstanding athletes through the life of the county, and we tried our best to identify certain people. Our charge this first class was to induct people that were born before 1950. We wanted for those folks to get the first crack. There's all kinds of outstanding candidates after that, obviously, and there's a bunch that didn't make the top 10, but that was our charge, and we've identified 10 individuals and 4 teams that through the early 20s, 30s, 40s had some successful Richmond teams. So we're excited about it, and April is the dates for our banquet.
Yeah, April 23rd, 5 o'clock over at the Perkins Building at EKU will be the official induction ceremony. Unfortunately, a lot of these folks are no longer with us. Most of them are no longer with us, I suppose.
There's quite a few that aren't, but we have family members that are going to be coming to accept the award and talk about their fathers, grandfathers, uncles, whatever. But yeah, we just want to make sure that we didn't lose sight of not the founding fathers, but the early athletes in the 1900s.
Yeah, well, it seems like today, especially in this social media world, there's a recency bias. So maybe it is very nice that you guys went back and made sure some of the older folks are kind of highlighted here first.
Yeah, it took a while. We had some not heated discussions, but there were a lot of different thoughts from people, and we all actually had a final vote of our 13 committee members, and we came up with a top 10 that actually kind of cut itself off at 10. We were lucky it didn't have a tie for 10th place or something, so we feel good about these 10.
Okay, well, you want to jump right in?
Sure.
I'll name them off, and you want to give us a little recap of each one. We're going to go alphabetically, so these are not in any particular order, so don't think there's any, not based on the voting or anything like that, but we're going to start off with a guy that everybody around Richmond here knew, FREDDIE BALLOU.
FREDDIE BALLOU, have a little personal thing.
Was he your dentist too? He was
no,
a lot of
he wasn't my dentist,
but
on Friday night I'd go up to what was then Old Hanger Stadium and watch FREDDIE play for Madison High School. He was kind of Richmond Madison's Tyreek Hill. I think if you're a football fan, you know, outstanding receiver for Kansas City Chiefs. But he was so good in kickoff returns. I just could not wait for the kickoff return because he was a special player, played tailback and high school All-American, and certainly deserving. He's one of Coach Kidd's finest athletes that he had at Richmond Madison, which is Madison model also, and they had a lot of success up there. But FREDDIE, certainly a deserving candidate.
Yeah. All right. Like I said, wanted to be a dentist here in town. I think everybody knew FREDDIE around this area.
Yes, outstanding young man, and just was a Richmond guy. So that's good.
Yeah. And of course, someone else everybody knows, if you've ever been to an EKU baseball game, that's Earl Combs Stadium. And of course, Earl Combs, who played center field for the New York Yankees back in the 20s on that famed Murderers Row team with up in New York. So he seems like a pretty obvious choice for the first class.
He was obvious. We had some discussion about perhaps the Madison County Sports Hall of Fame inductees should have been born in Madison County, but we talked about that quite a bit, and we decided that as long as they made their name in Madison County, and Earl actually came back after his playing days and lived out near Kirksville on a nice farm. It was chairman of the EKU Board of Regents, and he had quite a career. I mean, batting leadoff for that team, that 27 team, and 325 batting average. And I've read some things from Lou Gehrig, and he was known as the country gentleman. A lot of the Yankees would go out and do their downtown thing, but he would not. He would stay in the room, took care of himself physically, and it paid off. He tragically ran into a wall in St. Louis, and back then they didn't have the padding on the walls, and it was concrete, and pretty much ended his career. But he had an outstanding career, and of course played with the Babe and all those good Yankee players.
Yeah. Well, we have guys from a wide variety of sports, and a lot of who played multiple sports. And Billy Evans is one of those. Basketball and tennis, played both at Berea Foundation School, and then went on to play both at the University of Kentucky.
Yeah, we were glad to involve the city of Berea in our Hall of Fame. And Billy Evans he just popped out really with his career at Foundation, and then on over to UK, and then playing on that team that won, I guess, a gold medal for the Olympics. He had played tennis and basketball, but he was very worthy of a selection.
Yeah, he played for Adolph Rupp at Kentucky, and a couple of state tennis championships when he was in high school as well. So I'm moving down the list to another person that, if you follow sports in Kentucky in any sense, you know who Ralph Hacker is, the longtime voice of the Kentucky Wildcats on radio. So that seems like another pretty easy slam dunk for the committee there.
It was. It's very much a slam dunk. Ralph, outstanding personality. He pitched a little baseball for Madison Central and Don Richardson growing up in high school, and then went into broadcasting and was with Kay Wood Ledford for several years, and then took over the spot after Kay Wood left. But just a super person, and we're very glad he's going to be able to join us.
Okay. All right, and obviously with your long association with Eastern Kentucky University, I'm sure you ran into Charles Turkey Hughes quite a few times over there, athletic director, who was over 30 plus years, 27 years on the chairman of the Health and Physical Education Department, 350 games won as a baseball coach, so just an institution over there.
He was one of the founding fathers of the OVC. There was 4 or 5 of the folks that got together in Nashville and formed the OVC in 1948, and then went ahead and was our athletic director at Eastern for several years. An interesting thing, just researching a little bit about Turkey Hughes, he was UK's first 4-sport letterman, which if you played 2 sports and lettered, or 3, but his other sport was track that he lettered in, baseball, basketball, and track. But he's quite an athlete. He was a really good baseball coach. He was by the books. I was been in the dugout with him several times, and he could analyze a game, and did good things as a baseball coach, won some OVC championships. Yeah,
8 OVC championships. He's inducted in the Kentucky Sports Hall of Fame in 1975, so another very worthy inductee. And of course, the next one on the list is obvious, of course, but Coach Roy Kidd, 2 national championships at Eastern Kentucky University, and more than 300 wins. Like you mentioned it earlier, but I don't think a lot of people realize he started off his coaching career at Madison Model back in the 50s, and once again, I guess it is another slam dunk here.
It was. He just had an outstanding career at Madison Model, and actually went to, of all places, went to Morehead State for 1 year as an assistant, and then we got him back here at Eastern, and he stayed 39 years as head coach. But gosh, so many All-Americans, NFL players, national championship, national runners-up, 18 or 20 OVC titles. And the good thing about it, Coach is still with us. He's still with us, and he will, hopefully, his health will allow him to come to the banquet. But he's very vibrant. I saw him at his birthday party. He was 90 years old on December 4th, and he had a big crowd up at Eastern's campus for a celebration, and he's doing well.
Yeah. All right, well, back to basketball. Don Mills, All-American, senior season at Berea High School, played at the University of Kentucky for Coach Rupp. went on to be drafted in the NBA, and of course a lot of people know him for being an insurance agent here in town, but obviously great academic or athletic career as well.
Yeah. I remember in 1958 tuning in the radio, HAS radio, and listening to that national championship game, and Don played a big part in that as UK won. I think at that point it was his third or fourth national championship, but outstanding individual, pillar of the community. He didn't go anywhere. He stayed in Richmond and built a very lucrative insurance agency, and again, a very worthy candidate to go in.
Is he still with us?
He's still with us,
okay.
and I'm not sure if he's still practicing. He's got an office downtown, but yeah, he's still with us.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, someone who's not with us, we lost just recently, Don Richardson, winningest high school baseball coach in the state of Kentucky, won that 40-0 national, or well, I guess national championship, but state championship, maybe a national championship, depending on who you ask, at Madison Central, and he obviously also coached the basketball team there as well. So. Just a pillar of our community here in Richmond.
Yeah. Don, he's talked baseball in Madison County, and his name automatically comes up. He what a career! Just championship after championship out at Madison Central, and so many good baseball players. Several that were drafted into the pros. Some went ahead and played major college baseball, and he knew the game of baseball, and he knew how to win. And a lot of these coaches, they've got the fluff, but they don't really, when it gets down to the nitty-gritty, know how to win the games. But he would bunt runners over, he would steal, he would do things that put the team in advantageous situations to win the game. So he, very, very nice man, and sorry to say he's not with us, but he was. He's very well liked while he was alive.
Yeah. And now, next on the list, Irvin Shanks, a guy who grew up here in Richmond, graduated from Richmond High School, and he went on to have a very significant place in history. He broke the color barrier in Kentucky in 53-54 season. Played at Berea College. He was the first African-American man to play for an all-white team in Kentucky.
Yes, what an outstanding legend he has been for the folks in Richmond. And our committee was diverse, and they brought his name up quickly, and that's good. We were so glad that Irvin's going to be able to go in. He is not with us, but I'm sure he has, I think, some daughters here in the county, and they will attend. But being the man that broke the color barrier, that's quite a piece of history.
Yeah, of course, it happened at Berea College, which is that's a big piece of what Berea College is. Very diverse institution down there with a lot of history like that. And we'll wrap it up for the individuals with a woman who I understand was quite a character. I know my friend Glenmore knew her pretty well, but Katie Wiley, great golfer. She won 16 Madison County championships, and I think she was the first woman to fly a plane in Madison County. I mean, she had all kinds of great accomplishments, but did you know her at all?
I did not know her. I knew about her. I'm not a golf aficionado, but she actually pronounces her name Caddy.
Caddy, okay.
It's got the extra T. But she is a legend out at the Madison Country Club. She won championship after championship out there, went to Lexington and won some of their city championships over there. Very well known in the golfing circles, and we are so glad that she's going to be able to join us.
Yeah, senior women's state championship, also won some Kentucky State Golf Championships as well. Director of the Women's State Golf Association and the Central Kentucky Golf Association as well. And you're right, if you go to the old timers out at the Madison Country Club, they always talk about her.
Yes, she's so well known and so well loved out there, and it'll be something for the folks that remember her. I'm sure she'll have a lot of her friends that'll be there.
Yeah. All right, and we'll mention the four teams as well. The first one, the 1921 Madison High football team.
They had quite a lot of success. I forgot the coach's name, but they did good things and won championships. And that team, along with the three Richmond high school teams. We're so glad that all four will be able to go in, and I'm certain they're members of our relatives of those players that played for those teams.
Yeah, and we had the Richmond High boys teams from 40, 42, and 43 are also going in to round out the class, and those were some pretty good years back there too for those teams.
Yes, they. I believe their name was the Ramblers, Richmond Ramblers, I think, and but they did good things on the basketball court. Yes.
All right. Well, once again, it's April 23rd, 5 p.m. over at the Perkins Building. How can people get a hold of you guys if they want to get tickets and come on out?
Well, I just talked with Jack Frost, who, by the way, I want to give Jack the credit for this. He lives in Rock Hill, South Carolina. He's a native of Richmond, and Rock Hill put in a countywide sports hall of fame, and he made some contacts up here and found out there was interest in doing that. But Jack said that we're going to shoot for March 1st as the beginning of ticket sales, which would give us about 7 weeks. We're still gathering sponsorships, and sponsors get so many tickets per their level of giving, so we've got to make sure that those are in hand before we open up to the public. But of course, I'm in charge of the Eastern Kentucky University Hall of Fame, and the room that we're going to have it in seats 300 people, and we'll be able to accommodate anybody else that wants to go.
Yeah, that'd be a great event. A lot of great honorees, and like I said, unfortunate that a lot of these folks are not with us anymore, but a lot of their family and stuff are, and a lot of people who remember them are still around as well. And I want to thank Jack too. Jack has been working with us all along to help us get this, and we
and Bart Bellairs, we got to mention Bart.
Yeah,
he's our
Bart,
chairman. He's our board chair, and has done. We have a great committee. I can go on and on of folks that are on the committee, but Jack and Bart have been the leaders to get us this far.
Yeah, a lot of people that most people know. Hubert Broadus and Donna Lovell and John Lovell and all kinds of people that are really active in the community. So it's a good group of people with really knowledgeable about local sports and local history.
Yeah,
so.
we have a good group.
Yeah, well, I appreciate Jack Frost for helping us out and getting this, and we are partnering with you guys to help you promote this, and we do appreciate that you gave us this list first, and we were able to come over here and do this video and let everybody kind of get a little sense of who all these people were, besides just putting out a press release and everything. And of course, you know everything about sports in Madison County. Well, you and Greg Stottlemyre. If there's anything I ever need to know, I go to one of the two of you, and usually you guys know what's going on.
Yeah,
so
well, I appreciate that honor, I guess.
I know you haven't been feeling very good, so I do appreciate you coming by
thanks.
today and doing that. So I hope you get to feeling better. So once again, thanks to everybody involved with this, and we are honored to partner with you guys and help you promote this. And of course, on April 25th, 23rd, we will definitely be there to get the coverage and everything like that. So I appreciate you coming by. And
thanks for having me, and we appreciate the support and the publicity, Nathan.
Anytime. It's a great thing when Jack and I heard you guys were doing this. I just it's kind of one of those things that. It's like, didn't there one of these already? Shouldn't somebody have already done this? And I mean, and it's it's such a rich tradition, like you said, and it's probably a good thing that you start off with some of the older folks.
I think we did. That was a good thing that we started off with the older folks. Yes.
Yeah, because we can talk about all day about the Dominique Hawkinses and Damian Harrises and stuff, and they'll get their time. They'll get their time, but these are. I think you guys did the right thing by kind of starting at the beginning. So. But, all right. Well, once again, appreciate you coming by.
Thanks, Nathan.
Stay warm out there. It's
we'll try my best
here in the county. So, all right. Well, appreciate you guys watching. We'll have a press release out about this later today as well, and we'll talk a little bit more about it on the Richmond Register Sports Show this weekend. But I hope you all have a great day, and we'll see you soon.
Do you want to sponsor the weekly Richmond Register Sports Show? Contact the Richmond Register, richmondregister.com, and of course on Facebook or Twitter. The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by Metronet, superfast internet, simply a better connection. Central Kentucky Pressure Washing. Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. And by kymedia.net, digital media solutions on your terms. Thanks for watching the Richmond Register Sports Show. For more information about all things sports in Madison County, log on to richmondregister.com or on Twitter. And like us, Register Sports on Facebook. Get the Richmond Register directly to your mailbox or get the app online and visit richmondregister.com.